Hello everyone, I am Maria Josebea C. Cristobal. Today we will be presenting our report about Kankanaey tribe together with Miss Luxury K. Perry, and we hope that you learn something from our presentation. Okay, now let's get started. The Kankanaey are an indigenous people of the Cordillera Administrative Region in northern Luzon, Philippines. They are one of the groups collectively known as Igorot. Who are the Kankanaey? The Kankanaey are a distinct ethnic group with their own language, customs, and traditions. They're known for their rich cultural heritage, including unique clothing, rituals, courtships, and marriage, beliefs in spirits, supernatural, and social structures. Their population is concentrated in the provinces of Benguet and Mountain Province, but smaller Kankanaey communities exist elsewhere in the Philippines. Historically, they were divided into northern and southern Kankanaey, with some differences in their social structures and practices. Both groups were remain primarily agricultural, renowned for their rice terraces. It's a farming method that been essential for their survival for a long time. They grow other root crops like kamote, potatoes, and gabi. On the other hand, Kankanay women are skilled weavers, creating beautiful textiles like blanket and clothing. They also make beautiful brass gongs, important to their culture and art, and also do blacksmithing, wood carving, and pottery. For their arts and music, they have unique rituals, dance, and music passed down through generations. Okay, that's their culture and practices. So now, let's move on to their beliefs and revolve around spirits, including those of ancestors, and they practice rituals to honor and appease them. They have different rituals for life events such as weddings, plantings, and harvest, often involve animal sacrifices and other ceremonial practices. In their traditions, for courtships and marriage, men serenade women. It is a musical composition or performance delivered in honor of someone.
So the total estimated population of Kankanaey is 321,329, concentrated in two provinces, Benguet and Mountain Province. So in Benguet, there are 142,000 of the province's total population. In the Mountain Province, they have 72,694 of its population. The Kankanaey are also dispersed in small percentage of over the Philippines archipelago. In the Cordillera region, there are 971 of them in Apayao, 28,963 in Baguio, 970 in Ifugao, and 4,350 in Kalinga. In the Ilocos province, there are 1,724 in Ilocos Norte and 17,232 in Ilocos Sur. In the central Luzon, there are 4,980 Kankanaey in Nueva Ecija, 18,645 in San Fernando City in La Union, and 3,206 in Tarlac. So in certain Luzon, there are 282 in Lucena City, Quezon Province. In the Bicol region, there are 2,291 Kankanaey in Aurora, 953 in Camarines Norte, and 1,429 in the Sorsogon. In the Visayas region, there are 1,752 of them in the Leyte, 1,264 in the Aklan, 3,140 in Iloilo, 5,150 in the Negros Occidental, 2,241 in Negros Oriental, 46 in Siquijor, 216 in Biliran, 836 in Bohol, and 5,384 in Cebu. The Kankanaey are also in Mindanao, 710 of them being in the Lanao del Norte. Kankanaey houses and village. Traditionally, the Kankanaey village was set on the hump of hill whose elevation afforded a natural defensive advantages against neighboring groups. Today, the Kankanaey village are located near the headwaters of a stream or river since irrigation water is needed for the rice terrace. So there are three main houses types: the Binangian, the Apa or Inapa, and the Alaw. So the first type is generally for the prosperous members of the community, and while the Apa and the Alaw are the less well off. Then the Binangian, which is similar to the Ifugao house, has a high hip roof with, with the ridge parallel to the front. So each roof dropped down to about 1.5 meters from the ground, thus covering the house cage from view. So the house itself rests upon the structure consisting of three joints or two girders on a four post. So close to the ground is a woven platforms stretching out the apse. So this is made of several board planks laid together about the ground. So instead of the stone block set on the earth, this is used for weaving, cooking. So stone is used as a pavement around the house. So the way life to survive of the Kankanaey. So the Kankanaey people in indigenous to the Calera region of the Philippines have the traditional survived through a combination of agriculture, hunting, fishing, and handicraft production. Their way of life is deeply connected to the land, with rice terracing and farming of fruit vegetables like kamote being central of their sustenance. They also engage in hunting, fishing, and various craft of trade and personal use. So here's their strategies to survive. So first is agriculture. So in agriculture, we have rice terrace. The Kankanaey are renowned for their intricate rice terrace, which have been built and maintenance for their generation. Their terraces are crucial for cultivating rice, their staple food in the mountainous terrain. So next, kamote farming like potatoes are another important crop often grown in the Sweden farming system. And also they cultivate various other vegetables and root crops. Second is hunting and fishing. Kankanaey men traditional hunt using spears and dogs. Next is they employ bamboo traps and other methods to catch fish in river and stream. So third, handicrafts and trade. So we have weaving. Kankanaey women are skilled weavers producing textiles like blankets, sweaters, and skirts, often sold in local market. Next is pottery and basketry. They also create pottery, basket, and furniture, which are important sources of income. Next is blacksmithing. Some Kankanaey are also blacksmiths, creating tools and other metalwork. Next is they engage in barter and trade of goods both within their communities and with neighboring groups. Fourth is social structures and practices. We have community collaboration. Terrace maintenance, harvesting, and other tasks are often done communally, fostering strong social bonds. Next is respect for elders and tradition. Kankanaey society is hierarchical with respect for elders and strong emphasis on preserving their cultural heritage. Next is spiritual beliefs. Tradition beliefs in spirit and gods are also part of their worldview. And the fifth is adapting to modernity. While maintaining their traditional practices, the Kankanaey have also integrated in modern society. They are aware of the importance of education and socio-economic development. Some have migrated to urban areas of work, but many still maintaining strong ties to their ancestral lands. In the challenges, the Kankanaey face challenges like grabbing, large-scale mining, and climate change, which threaten their resources and way of life. Modern infrastructure project and urban expansion can also lead to displacement and cultural erosion. They are actively working to protect their ancestral lands and traditional practices, advocating for their rights and sustainable development. Aside from gold mining and trading, agriculture also determined the Kankanaey choice of their settlement site. So the Kankanaey practices three types of agriculture. First is Sweden, second is terracing for wet rice production, and third is horticulture. So closely to their dwellings, the Kankanaey maintain little orchids that supply for fruits for their consumption, as well as a vegetable gardens and sweet potatoes patches. So sugar cane and tobacco used to be cultivated for domestic consumption, but with the shift of cash economy, most fields are now planted with fruits and vegetables from commercial sale. Commercial sale. More affluent Kankanaey farmers use motorized farm implement, but the Carabao drone plow is still used by others, and a manual labor is employed in building and repair the terrace, planting, weeding, and harvesting the rice and vegetable fields. The older generation of Kankanaey used to hunt deer and wild boar in forests and catch eels and crabs in rivers. Supply The supply of meat is supplemented with chicken and pigs. Chickens are also sold for needed cash. The Kankanaey, however, do not raise poultry on a large scale. Other domesticated animals are dogs, carabao, goats, and cattle. The carabao, although the principal work animals, is occasionally slaughtered from extravagant family and community pests. The Kankanaey who live near a stream or close to the water fields rise terrace catch fish, which is not common fare in the mountain where the diet usually consists of rice, vegetables, and meat. The language of Kankanaey tribe. So, name Kankanaey came from the language that they speak, but their language was divided into two types that we call the hard Kankanaey and soft Kankanaey. So, the difference between hard Kankanaey and soft Kankanaey, they say the different term but they same meaning. So, the Kankanaey have their own language called Mankayan, which is closely related to languages of the Ifugao and the Bontok. And also, Bakon Kibungan, Ginzadan, Kapangan, Mankayan, and Bugulos are classified as dialect of the Kankanaey language. So, in Kankanaey, they also use other dialect for their communication because the Kankanaey are also known for trading or influencing the other tribes. Of Kankanaey tribe. So the Kankanaey people are divided into northern and southern groups with difference in their dialect, social structures, and cultural practices. So in northern Kankanaey, also known as Aplay, live in western mountain province and have more traditional society with distinct social classes. And in the southern Kankanaey, found in mountain province and Benguet, have experienced more cultural shifts due to the factors like the influence of Christianity. Aside from gold mining and trading, agriculture also determined the Kankanaey choice of their settlement site. So the Kankanaey practices three types of agriculture. First is Sweden, second is terracing for wet rice production, and third is horticulture. So closely to their dwellings, the Kankanaey maintain little orchids that supply for fruits for their consumption, as well as a vegetable gardens and sweet potatoes patches. So sugar cane and tobacco used to be cultivated for domestic consumption, but with the shift of cash economy, most fields are now planted with fruits and vegetables from commercial sale. Commercial sale. More affluent Kankanaey farmers use motorized farm implement, but the Carabao drone plow is still used by others, and a manual labor is employed in building and repair the terrace, planting, weeding, and harvesting the rice and vegetable fields. The older generation of Kankanaey used to hunt deer and wild boar in forests and catch eels and crabs in rivers. Supply The supply of meat is supplemented with chicken and pigs. Chickens are also sold for needed cash. The Kankanaey, however, do not raise poultry on a large scale. Other domesticated animals are dogs, carabao, goats, and cattle. The carabao, although the principal work animals, is occasionally slaughtered from extravagant family and community pests. The Kankanaey who live near a stream or close to the water fields rise terrace catch fish, which is not common fare in the mountain where the diet usually consists of rice, vegetables, and meat.
Aside from agriculture, gold mining and trading also determine the Kankanaey's choice of their settlement sites. Gold mines have always been known to exist in the Cordilleras and were the primary reason why Spanish colonizers attempt to conquer it. Gold mining, particularly the Benguet area, determined Kankanaey life in a very basic way. Moreover, despite facing future modernization and outside influences, the Kankanaey's tribe presents the traditions efforts to protect their language, ancestral lands, and cultural practices are important for the continued validity of their unique heritage. In addition, traditional costume, the soft-speaking Kankanaey women's dress has a color combination of black, white, and red. The design of the upper attire is a crisscross style of black, white, and red colors. The skirt or tapis is a combination of stripes of black and white and red. Hard-speaking Kankanaey is composed of mainly red and black with a little white styles. For for a skirt or tapis, which mostly called banket and gating. The men wore a G-string known as wains for the Kankanays of Bisao and Sagada. Kankanay spiritually is animistic with a belief in a supreme creator, Adikaila, and various deities and spirits, or Kabunyan Anito. These rituals often involve offerings of food, rice wine, or called tifi, and animals. Specialized religious functionaries such as the manbunong or priest or healer play important roles in these ceremonies. Expressions of gratitude and reverence towards kabunyan such as saying itunin sang kabunyan or thank you kabunian are common in Kankanaey culture. Okay, that's all. Hope you learned something about our presentation. Thank you for listening and God bless.